Oh shit, what's up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Bearded Fireflies Wrestling Podcast. A special edition today. Not really special, but it is Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Drinko.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Oh man, today once again is Cinco de Mayo. May
It's
5th.
Revenge of the Fifth.
Revenge of the 5th. 2024. The year of our Lord. The year of the dragon. Not the American dragon. No.
Hell nah. Hold on.
Hell no. It's the year of the It's the year of the
tradition of every week. Hold on.
It's the year of the dragon, not the American dragon. It's the year of the boy that lives in jungles or the scapegoat. Whatever you however you.
There's the anti-draw.
The anti-draw. Jesus H. We're gonna get into that too. But anyways, I want to welcome everybody to the show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us for this little bit of an hour. And before we get into the show, we're gonna have our guest, JR. How was your week, man?
It's good. Sorry, I'm fearing for my life right now. As you see here, you know, I'm supposed to be selling a neck injury, but apparently we don't sell neck injuries. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop that. I can't hold. I was trying to find like a long towel.
You had to move your neck around like Tony was doing. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Selling a neck injury.
Yeah, I'm selling it like crazy. Yeah, absolutely. No, week's been great. You know, we got a haircut yesterday, but don't let the mess fool you. Don't let the mess fool you. That's basically what happens when you have wax in your hair and then you sleep, and then all of a sudden it's just like, it goes everywhere. So,
Shit.
other than that, the week's been great. Can't complain. Honestly, it's been good.
Good, man.
Been good.
Chris, how's your week been?
Haircut too. Just recorded a podcast about a half hour ago. Got a new car. Chilling.
Oh yes.
Huge week.
Yeah.
My week's been all right, man. It's actually been a very progressive week for me. I got debt free this week. Completely debt free. Raised my credit score a little bit. It's going to systematically improve over time. Got approved for a VA home loan, so that's big. I'm going to be a first time homeowner, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, nice. I'm adulting. I'm learning how to adult now. You know what I mean? I got my winged eagle in.
What's up, Alec?
Yeah. What's up, Alec? How you doing, bud? So we got Alec here. Got my winged eagle title in, as well as the new hoodie. I'm excited. I love it. I saw this online and I was like, I really fucking wanted it, right? Yeah. And it's the good thing about it is this hoodie is not.
That's right.
It's not pressed on. This is embroidered.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, and
there you go.
For life. Yeah. So before we went live, Alec asked if they had released Shayna. I don't think that she is released because she's in the Queen of the Woman. She's in the tournament, the Queen of the Rumble tournament or Queen of the Ring tournament.
Yep.
And we're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna get into that later. But yeah, man, progressive week, crazy week. Last night we had Backlash. What a fucking insane crowd.
Yeah. Shout out to Leon France, man. You guys are awesome.
Greatest crowd I've ever seen in 20 years of watching wrestling.
Right. And we're going to get into Backlash. We also had SmackDown from Leon, dude. SmackDown was on fire. And we'll get into that comment here in a second. But, SmackDown was in Leon. It was beautiful once again. And then we had Monday Night Raw, and we'll go with Monday Night Raw. But we're going to hit this comment up first. He says, I don't understand why they pushed her to beat Ronda, and now she's not around much after that. So I have a theory. Chris, JR, do you want to hit your guys' opinions up first about Shayna?
Oh, okay. I was going to say about Ronda, it's not going to be anything nice.
Yeah. Don't go that route. Yeah.
Shayna, I mean, I feel like Ronda wasn't going to stick around anyways. I mean, Shayna was the only logical person to, I guess, push or send her out the door. I don't think Shayna has recovered since the neck biting shit. I really don't. I think she's okay in the ring. I kind of feel like she's. I don't want to say complacent, but she doesn't stand out to me, man. She's just not. She's just not who she was in NXT post NXT.
JR, what you got?
I 100% agree on that. They had the one chance to make her relevant back in 2020, sorry, 2020, with the WrestleMania match with Becky. I thought personally she should have beaten Becky if we knew that Becky was not going to be there in this case here. So, I mean, that was their only chance to make her legit, to be honest with you. I mean, she did have a decent tag title run with Nia the following year. But then after that, she had that very awkward program with
Correct me
Alexa
if I'm
Bliss.
wrong, Jr. Wasn't that when Nia injured Kyrie?
Yep.
A bit. Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah, during that year too. Yes, that's right. Yeah, so 2020, 21. But yeah, and then she had that very weird program with Alexa. She hasn't really recovered since. She should, like you said, she's been very complacent. She's been reliable. So, I mean, like if they want her to do something,
Yeah,
she'll do it.
she's a good hand, but that's really about it.
Yeah, that's about it so far. Yeah. So unless
Yep.
she annihilates Selena in the first round, which we'll get to after, but you know, she's just there at the moment.
So I'm going to disagree with you guys. I love Shayna Baszler. I thought that when she was in NXT, her work was phenomenal. And I know, we see what happens when these men and women get caught up. Unless you're an absolute fucking stud, you don't get, you don't get a decent program, right? Like we're looking at Braun Breaker. He's a perfect example of this right now. Braun Breaker is being booked like a fucking animal, borderline Goldberg. That's okay, but he can wrestle. But he's getting booked like an absolute monster. We look at Tiffany Stratton and what she's done since she's been called up, and they have booked her perfectly, right? And she didn't take the pinfall last night, so it didn't hurt her one bit.
Nope.
Very, very weird ending for that match.
Yeah, very, very weird ending. I agree. But going into Shayna, right? Like she was an absolute animal, and with the exception of, like you said, that WrestleMania match with Becky, which even like in Becky's book, she says, I wanted to drop the title to Shayna. Yep. Vince wouldn't allow me to, right? And that's the problem.
So I have a thought on the NXT call-up comment. The difference between Triple H and HBK running it versus Triple H and Vince is astronomically huge.
Yep.
And I understand why Vince treated a lot of the NXT guys and girls the way he did, because a lot of them lacked on picking up a microphone and cutting a decent promo.
Yeah.
Shayna still to this day cannot cut a promo to save her goddamn life. She is a black hole of charisma. That being said, I think she, when given the chance, can shine. Yeah. But the problem is she is turning into Ronda.
Limb by limb.
Limb by limb.
Right. Exactly. That's all she says in any of her promos. And I get it. Everybody has their own catchphrases. I understand that. But if you're comparing NXT Shayna, and I say this about Black and Gold, and I will continue to say it. Black and Gold was smoke and mirrors, no pun intended, to Cody. Because every person, aside from Finn and maybe Samoa Joe, was not shit before they got called up to NXT. Even Cross suffered when he got called up. Because, A, I think Scarlett was injured, if I remember correctly. B, he got beat by Jeff Hardy. And C, that Black and Gold crowd ate him alive after that loss.
Yeah.
So, again, night and day between Vince and Triple H call-up differences. I don't think Shayna is in a position in her career where she can recover. I really don't.
No, I mean, but you also look at Asuka, right? Like Asuka got booked like a fucking animal until WrestleMania when she fought Charlotte. And then when she fought Charlotte, that's when that undefeated streak, dropped. And we can all say that, You know, same thing with Shinsuke when he was booked like an absolute steamroller going into the Rumble, and then he won the Rumble, and then WrestleMania happened. Same year,
Well,
actually.
what's the common denominator on both of those people?
Vince.
No.
They're Japanese.
Well, no, I wasn't going to say that.
Not that.
Promos.
No.
What?
What's the
promos?
Okay.
Oh,
Look what
okay.
Triple H
Yeah.
has been able to do to Shin.
Yeah.
Shin
Yeah.
can do his promos in full Japanese.
Yeah.
But he's not connecting with the crowd still.
Yeah.
They had to have Boogs to get Shin reactions.
Yeah.
And
Very true.
Asuka is kind of like a tweener on reactions.
Yeah.
She's great when she's with Damage Control. As a solo act, she was very just there.
Yeah. Very true. But then, we're gonna go into Shayna and talk about Shayna a little bit. Like, I felt like she didn't. Oh, we're gonna get to that. Alex said, "Sorry, speak no English." I think that was perfect when he turned heel on AJ and he said, "Sorry, speak no English." Perfect, beautiful. And I know that's a weird flex that WWE likes to do from time to time, but that was perfect, especially for that version of Shin that we wanted to see. Right. But anyways, going back into Shayna, man, her black and gold days were great. I mean, we've seen it. She tore through the women's division, right?
That was non-existent.
That was, non-existent except for Rhea, right? They had Rhea, and I think.
Well, didn't she not get on black and gold until Shayna was gone?
No, she ended.
She ended Shayna's reign, actually.
Yeah.
The second reign, because they had that in between with Kyrie in between.
Yeah. Shayna was amazing, pretty awesome, but we didn't have the likes of Raquel Rodriguez. This was just the debut of Rhea Ripley from NXT UK, right? So there was just a ton of missing talent that we see now on the main roster versus when she was there. And then she made it to the main roster and she was a joke, right? Shayna was a joke, and I love Shayna to death. I think the world of her. I think the world of her as a human being too. I've had some interaction online with her, and she's a phenomenal human being. But the biggest thing that hurt her, and this is crazy to think, the biggest thing that hurt her was the WrestleMania match against Becky. But just before that, in Elimination Chamber, she decimated everybody in Elimination.
Yeah, that's the thing. You had her go through the whole roster in that one match, and then she loses at Mania, which was kind of silly.
Well, then, but you think about it, she took out Asuka too, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, she was the last person to be taken out. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she took like if we're going by lineage, dude, she decimated every woman in that match, right? Choked the women out as soon as they came in, right? She made a statement in that match and then went to WrestleMania and got beat like that. To me, in my opinion, that's that 50-50 booking that we always hate.
So I also want to bring up a point too about Shayna. Again, going back to black and gold compared to the main roster. Yes, she ran through everybody on Elimination Chamber. But if you're looking at a casual audience that WWE deals with on Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns, they don't give a shit how many moves, how many spots you do in a match. They don't. Yeah. They don't care about none of that shit. Yeah. And that's Shayna's problem. Shayna is a great worker. She's a great in-ring talent. But she can't sell a story to you, then nobody's going to watch or care. Yeah. And that's the problem. The most story we've gotten out of Shayna in the whole time she's been on the main roster has been her and Ronda. That's literally it.
And that was riddled with emotion.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was awesome. That, like, when I was watching that, the promo work, I was like, that is the Shayna that I've been waiting to fucking see.
Right.
You know?
But then they didn't capitalize.
No, they didn't. No. And then Alex said, what actually happened to Ronda? I haven't seen anything except for the allegations. Ronda left, and then she decided to run her mouth in a book.
To sell a book,
right? Becky says that she, in her book, she said, I didn't have a problem with Ronda. I actually liked her. Okay. She was an awesome person, right? But she runs her fucking mouth, and that's the problem. You run your mouth, you start getting into trouble. So
what what was that former announcer's name that just talked about him? Jimmy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimmy.
Jimmy even said that nobody liked Ronda.
I missed that guy.
Like, and the fact that after that came out, and then Ronda started running her mouth about Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Like, no, I do not respect that woman at all.
Nope. Well, so then we have to get into so we have to step into the realm as well of, she made a statement saying that they were treating Logan Paul differently than her and making him a bigger star than her. But she has two championship runs with the biggest with the biggest women's championship at the time.
Does anybody remember how she debuted?
Right. She beat the piss out of
this moment.
Yeah.
She beat Stephanie and Triple H. How can you say she wasn't given everything?
Yeah, Alex says, I mean, who's going to whoop her ass for running her mouth, though? I mean,
Amanda
you're right.
Nunes, Holly Holm, WWE booking.
Ronda herself.
And even probably Nia Jax could beat her up probably if she
wanted
to.
Alex said Logan Paul's a natural born star. Yes, he is. And I feel the way that they're booking him now is perfect, right? And it's crazy to think, and I'm gonna throw a little statistic out there, Chris. I don't know if you've seen it, JR, you might have. Right now, Logan Paul is the longest reigning champion in WWE.
Yeah. At the moment, yes.
At the moment.
Yes, that's right.
And that's NXT included, and that's fucking crazy to think about.
That is crazy. Yeah. I mean, he's picked it up. He's a professional, and his friends
are his response to Ronda is the most professional response I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah. So I think, at the end of the day, it's night and day. There's personalities that go into it. And he, in my opinion, is more humble than she is, even though, on screen we see that, right? But everybody that you hear from is like, this man puts in the time and the effort to practice his craft and hone his craft, right? He stepped away from boxing. He still does his podcasting, but the man's putting in the time to get better, whereas she's like, I'm already good.
So right? do me a favor, Sean. Post that comment that Alex just put up. I want to respond to that. So I don't think it's a matter of him having pull. I think it's a matter of he brings in ratings, he brings in money, he brings in sponsorship, he brings in eyeballs to the product. Look at how many people were talking about that iShow speed spot with Randy and him. Yeah. Look at how many people were talking about Prime being a sponsor for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Logan is arguably one of the most talked about athletes to ever come into WWE since Mike Tyson, I would argue.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like boxing fucking star power. I'm just saying in general.
Star power, yeah.
Yeah, like if you're bringing ratings in, you're bringing marketing in, you're bringing money in, like, let's be real. You have a position on that seat, right? And just to think, like, they were promoting the shit out of Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre's gin and juice.
That's right.
Right? Promoted the shit out of it. We seen how many promotions for Prime because they sponsor WWE now, or they're a partner, but B, fucking Logan Paul, right? Had Logan Paul never been a part of this, Prime wouldn't be a part of it, which means that bit of marketing and money financially, that is smart. That is business. But yeah, so before we get into the results of this week, we're going to talk about some of the list of releases. We'll go from last week's list, and then we'll transition into this week's, and we'll get into it, man. So first off, last week it was a crazy week because we seen some people step away. We also seen some people getting fired. We'll start at the bottom. Guru Raj, Zion Quinn, Zia Lee, Jinder Mahal. He walked away. He didn't get fired. He walked away. Got Sangha, Veer, Von Wagner, and Cameron Grimes. Out of the list of those releases or people that walked away, what do you think? Who do you think deserved to stay?
Cameron Grimes, 1000%.
Cameron Grimes, yeah, Cameron Grimes, yeah, and maybe a small part of me says Veer and Sangha possibly, just so that I think they could have been
Here's
something
my
bigger.
problem with them.
Yeah.
I think Veer was such a heavy Vince thing that he was in the position of he couldn't be recovered after that whole Veer is coming thing, because it was an ongoing joke for what, Jared, like 3 months before he actually debuted.
6 actually.
Yeah,
probably more.
And when he finally debuted, almost no reactions.
Yeah.
Then you pair him up with Sangha. Then you pair him up with Jinder, and NXT crowd didn't give a shit. Main roster crowd didn't give a shit.
You got Ray packaged way too much. You're right. Exactly.
Right. And again, I think that falls under Vince not knowing what the fuck to do with him.
Yeah.
And Sangha, I kind of put Sangha in that same category as I do with Khali. He was good for when he first came out and had a presence. But when you heard him try to cut promos, when you heard him try to backstage talk, it just kind of nothing connected.
Damn it, Vincent.
Jeez.
I agree. And I think with Veer and Sangha getting released, that opened the door for Jinder to be like, well, if you're releasing them, I'm leaving too.
Okay.
Because
I don't think they had a hand in him leaving, to be honest with you.
I mean, it could have, it may have, who knows? But I feel like they could have done more. And here's the crazy thing: is like every spot that he was put in, he made the most out of. Right.
Sure.
Like his spot with The Rock, goddamn, one of the best spots that I've ever seen. His spots with Seth Rollins, phenomenal. With Drew, phenomenal, right? Like he made the most of every situation, even if it was one. He was like, I ain't coming back from this one. Yeah. He knew what was happening. So, yeah. And Cameron Grimes, man, just God bless Cameron Grimes. That video.
I know. That really
I don't think I've ever seen somebody as passionate about wanting to be in the WWE as much as him.
Yeah.
Because when he got released, I felt the same way I felt about when Bray got released. And I know that's an unfair bar, but I kind of put Cameron Grimes in that same category of he got us through some of the worst times of NXT. He really did. Yeah. Like his whole Ted DiBiase thing, man.
Yeah.
Arguably some of the most entertaining segments that NXT has ever had.
He's telling LA Knight to wash his balls in the golf course.
Yeah.
Alex says it still makes me laugh to this day that Jinder is actually Canadian. Yeah, very true.
He got the big cheer in Toronto when he was here. So
yeah. But I think watching it, and people compared it to Drake Maverick when he made that video, right? But there's a huge difference. No. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes legitimately stated that he wanted to be there, right? You look at Drake Maverick's video, and Drake Maverick's video was like, how am I going to feed my family?
Right.
It was like a pity me.
Difference too that happened.
Very true.
Pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic. And that, I mean, I feel for both of those men.
Of course. Yeah.
But there's a clear difference, right? Like Drake Maverick was like, this is my life. How am I going to feed my family? And Cameron Grimes is like, I just want to fucking be here, right? Like, this is my life. Pro wrestling is my life. And
there's one name on that release list that I would love to say I'm surprised that he's on it, but at the same time, I didn't really see much progression, was Von Wagner.
Yeah.
Von has been some of the best conversations I've ever had with JR, Gareth, and a couple other people that we would go on Twitter Spaces and constantly quote him because he's fucking hilarious. But I said it from the day that he beat Kyle O'Reilly. Or wait, was it the other way around?
No, he beat him. He beat him. He beat him when he had that one match in the steel cage.
I said it the day that he beat Kyle O'Reilly. Von is not going to go very far. he hasn't progressed really since then.
No.
And you can tell HBK was trying.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell he was being given bigger spots, man, but his match quality was not there at all. Like, I thought Zion Quinn was bad in the ring, but Von Wagner, man, he reminds me of, oh my God, give me a tall guy who couldn't do shit.
Giant Gonzalez.
Sylvester Turkey.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you Giant Gonzalez. That's because I don't know the second one.
Von Wagner was
Von
in
Wagner,
NXT.
yes, that's right.
But that match he had with Noam Dar, you can tell Noam carried the fuck out of him in that match.
Yeah.
And when you can notice that somebody who's getting a spotlight is getting hard body carried, bro, Noam could make a broom look good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's just crazy. I think the only other person on the list that I was like really like it sucks was fucking Xia Li. Like, I have a special place in my heart for Xia Li.
I like Xia.
Yeah, me too.
I love Xia. She's super talented, right?
Yeah.
She's phenomenal in the ring, but they just kept booking her in shitty positions. And
there's a denominator on there that fucked her up too.
Yeah. And she just could not get over, right? She couldn't get over. And
you know where I thought it was over at? And I don't know, you guys may or may not remember this. It was a SmackDown where she debuted, or I think she was re-debuting, and she was doing her entrance. You could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet in there. Her echo went through the building. And I'm like, dog, she is not coming back from that.
No.
Yeah.
That was the match.
Problem. That's the problem when you don't have that much TV there. It's for her. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's sad because that was the match that she was going against Becky Lynch, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was before the Becky feud.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Regardless, she deserved better, and I feel bad for her. The most recent, and I think this was as of Friday. I could be wrong, but this was as of Friday.
Yeah.
We'll start at the bottom. I don't know a lot of these people on the list, Chris.
They're all next gen people.
Yeah, next gen people. So I mean, Trey Bearhill. I know you talked about Trey, Chris. A lot of
saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah. The only other three people, and this was a surprise because I didn't even see this middle name on the list. We got Gable Steveson. Boa. I didn't even know Boa got released.
Whoa. Yeah. Boa got released?
Boa got released. Yeah, what? I just looked at the list now. Yeah.
Drew Gulak.
That was...
Triple H clarified he didn't get released. They just chose not to re-sign.
Okay. Yeah, Drew. So there was a match. Yes, that was something that I'm into. So Alec, we're gonna get into the Jade Cargo match is when we go over Backlash. We haven't gone over Backlash yet. So dude, the list. I was like, Gable Steveson, he hasn't done shit.
No,
he hasn't really.
Say about Gable Steveson, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. We are not the judge and jury. Twitter is not the judge and jury.
Nope.
I am not a Gable Steveson fan. I had hope he was going to do something. But that being said, we are not the judge and jury. We do not create laws. We do not create who should or shouldn't lose their fucking job.
Yep.
Because that's bullshit.
Yep, I agree.
And we need to stop this outrage culture about that shit.
Yep. And that's the same. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about, and the same stance I have for Velveteen Dream. And so I'll completely agree with that. Alex says, bye, Gable. yeah. So Boa. I didn't even know fucking Boa got released until I just looked at the list. And I looked at it.
8 years old.
Yeah, today years old. And Drew Gulak. They chose not to re-sign him. And I'm pretty sure we know the reason.
Yeah.
Do we though?
No, we don't know. We don't know the reason. It could be
now they're saying he was a bully in NXT, but I mean,
but look who else reported that.
Oh, right, of course.
Right. Yeah. So Alex says he was an ass in Philly. I don't know how he acted towards you. If you got to meet him at WWE World, I did not. I haven't gotten to meet him, and he said he acted conceited, like he was the best. I mean, he could have been in, but I mean, we've heard other stories, but
yeah,
here nor there. This sucks for some people. You know, Boa had a lot of potential.
I'm honestly surprised he lasted as long as he did.
Yeah,
yeah, me too. Yeah,
but when they had him in that stable with him and Xia Li, he was putting some good work in, and then just nothing.
The problem with Boa, I always found like he never really showed emotion in any of his matches. He was kind of stiff, and I felt like I was always watching a corpse wrestle. Like he wasn't bad in the ring, but like even Dante Chen, who is phenomenal and everything, he does shows emotion.
Yeah,
I think Dante is arguably one of the best NXT talents on that roster.
I'm pulling for him. I hope he does
man.
have a long career with WWE. I really hope so. Yeah.
All right. So from there, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about the Raw highlights and what happened on Raw. So, in my opinion, this Raw was like, and I feel like the draft was, But so the new Raw Women's Champion kicks off Raw, and Liv Morgan comes out and pretty much says that that Becky has Liv to thank for her fucking being champion, and then they went back and forth, and Becky said if it wasn't for her, Liv would be champion. Nia came out, and then they made a match for later on that evening, Nia versus Liv. It served its purpose.
I think that Liv's return has been great for her because it gives her the opportunity to rebuild her foundation that I feel she's never really had the ability to do so. Because she was given the Riot Squad that didn't do shit because, again, Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Then she became Money in the Bank, and then she became champion. And if I remember right, she was made champion on the cusp of Vince Triple H.
Yeah. It was literally the day, on that edge. Yes. Yep.
So again, another person that suffered from Vince McMahon syndrome.
Absolutely. Alex says I wouldn't be surprised if there's more releases next week. Maybe. I mean,
maybe one or two.
Maybe. We might get some main roster ones. I don't know. But he also said Becky ain't champ. She's just babysitting for mommy. I mean, maybe so. Maybe so. But who knows? We don't know what could happen in the future. I'm just excited for to see what happens here. So next we had night 2 first round draft picks. We got Imperium of Gunther and Ludwig. SmackDown got Jade. Raw got Damage Control, and SmackDown got KO.
Great move, moving Damage Control to Raw. Because considering you moved Nia to SmackDown, that made perfect sense for them to move over. Yeah, that was a good move by Raw.
Absolutely. And then so the next matchup we got Gunther against Woods. That was a fucking solid match.
Yeah.
Solid match. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this about that match. Xavier Woods is the best in-ring psychologist that entire roster has.
Oh, yeah.
That man 100%. Can sell like no other. And he just knows how to tell a story without saying shit.
Oh, that was perfect with him and Kofi in the towel. Yeah, that was just perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Solid match. I really enjoyed it. Next, we had Logan Paul and I Show Speed announced their draft picks and cut the promo. So Raw got CM Punk. SmackDown got the Pride. Raw got Braun Strowman. And then SmackDown got Tiffany Stratton.
Big Braun is back, baby.
Yeah. Big
Braun. Yep, Big Braun's back. And then we got Logan Paul going down to the ring with I Show Speed and cut a promo on Jey Uso. Pretty solid.
Can we just discuss how I Show Speed has a knack for this shit? He was so good.
Yeah.
Natural antagonist.
I personally don't care what he does in streaming. If you're welcome in WWE anytime, if you could do that kind of work, absolutely.
Him barking at Randy Orton will forever not be funny. So good.
Yeah. So in that promo, we had Judgment Day coming down. They came down, and Logan jumped Jay, went outside to Patrick Mahomes, grabbed the Super Bowl rings, went to hit Jay. He went to hit Jay, caught JD in the fucking big ass head,
bro. Oh my god,
bro.
Oh my lord.
The funniest shit I think the funniest moment of that was when he hit him, and you had I Show Speed on one side, and then you had
Jay.
you had Logan right there, and then Jay came from behind him and was like, "Damn!"
Yeah, or as Chris Tucker once said, "You got nothing."
I would have loved Jay to do that. That would have been so funny.
So here's a little something I didn't know. Alex said Speed is a really great person in real life. Yeah. He donates money and consoles to fans every day. That's
good for him. Good for him.
Love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Logan knows his shit, man. He ain't gonna just bring in some schmo for nothing.
Yeah, that's true. He's fucking smart. And so really good moment. Braun Strowman made his return for the save to help out Jay. It was awesome, and it was smart to have Patrick Mahomes there, right? More star power there in Kansas City. What better way than to put the Super Bowl MVP in that spot?
Yeah,
perfect,
100%. Yeah,
perfect. And he looked like he was enjoying himself, which made it that much better.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
So we had Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed next. Pretty solid match. He set up for the hula kick, and then Chad came out and beat the dog shit out of Sami.
I'm still gonna sit here and say that I'm not really a fan of Sami being a champion.
Me neither.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I like Sami, but I mean, how many times do we see the underdog story happening?
Exactly.
Fair. No.
Right? Like we see the underdog story happening all the time, and it's like, I understand that they were in Philly and they needed to take the title off of Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Chad should have been the one.
Yeah, that's true. I still have a soft spot for him because he's Canadian, so I'm always going to support
him. Yeah, no, as a human being, Sammy's incredible. As a wrestler, he's incredible. My problem is how many WrestleMania moments are you going to give him?
Yeah.
Because Chad has still yet to have a moment.
Yeah.
And that's his entire career. He hasn't had one moment yet.
Yeah, very true.
And Sami has had NXT title. He has had Intercontinental title. He's had tag titles. And he's had WrestleMania moments. When is Chad going to have his moment?
Right. And we got a comment from YouTube. We got Jordan. He said, "Who can stop the bloodline?" That is a good fucking question, especially with the new edition that we're going to talk about later on when we talk about Backlash.
Yeesh.
I didn't see it coming. I thought it was going to be somebody else.
No one saw it coming.
No, I mean, I was talking to Alec about it, and I brought up the possibility of it being this person, but I didn't think it was going to happen. Anyways, Alex says Dolph Ziggler in the background. It should have been me. Yeah.
It should have been me.
It was a really solid moment. So, anyways, third round of the draft picks, we got LWO going to Raw. I'm happy that they went to Raw. Then we got SmackDown. Legado.
Don't forget the extra factor there in LWO.
Carlito.
That's not cool.
That's cool.
But thank God they're breaking this Legado LWO rivalry. I'm so happy they finally broke this off.
Yep. And then we got Legado to SmackDown, which I'm happy about. Separate them, let them do their own thing. Then we got Raw, got Drew McIntyre. We're going to go into that for a second. And then we got Shinsuke to SmackDown. And I'm happy Shinsuke went to SmackDown, something new.
Solid. Good good stuff. Yeah.
But when Drew got
away
announced,
from Cody, for God's sake,
please keep him away from Cody. When Drew got announced to Raw, he came out and got pissy that he got drafted after CM Punk, right? He was talking so much shit, and Punk showed up in the skybox. Nobody knew Punk was going to be there. Punk was in the skybox.
Nice.
So Drew chased after Punk, and then the segment ends, and we will find out what happens. Yeah. Great fucking segment. I was thoroughly sports entertained.
I'm gonna say this, man. CM Punk coming back has been the most surprisingly entertaining shit I've ever seen.
Great.
Them doing years between two guys that aren't touching yet.
Yeah. I say, dude, so like the two moments and Bleacher Report usually misses, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Bleacher Report said the two takeaways or top moments was Drew McIntyre saying, am I the only logical person left here? And because, everybody thought Punk was at home. Punk said, I'm not sitting at home, Drew. I'm right here, you little bitch. I loved it. Dude,
so
great.
Good.
Yeah. So next we had Maxine Dupree versus Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae picked up the win.
Yep.
It is what it is. Rey Mysterio cut a promo on Carlito's betrayal, and he was interrupted by Dom. And yo, the line Ray. I've never heard Ray be funny. I mean, we have, but it's been like below par. This shit was funny. He looked at Dom and said, "What's that thing on your lip, Dirty Sanchez?"
Yeah.
Ray is awesome, man. I don't think there's ever a time in my life I could say I ever disliked him.
Yeah, he's cool. Ray's the man.
Okay. So Alec did say something really awesome. He said, "Think about it. These guys are feeding their families and don't even have to touch one another."
100%.
Yeah. God damn.
And just the tease at WrestleMania made it so much better.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So next we had Drew running up to the skybox, and he was trying to figure out where Punk was at, and he goes in there and sees a Punk picture there. And Punk is down in the ring. Yeah.
He got Johnny caged.
And Punk was down in the ring or walking down the ring and cut a promo. It was pretty solid.
A timed promo at that.
A timed promo, yes.
He's like, I'm gonna take a promo, or I'm gonna do a segment that's gonna be shorter than your title reign.
Mm-hmm.
He annihilated him that promo, bro. It was really
Oh
he brutalized him. Fatality, finish him. Anyways, or finish him fatality. Anyways, so next we got the fourth round of draft picks. We got Judgment Day. But it was odd because it was Judgment Day, Finn Balor. I mean, obviously because we had Rhea injury, and then we had Priest is organic to Raw, which I like that they did that this year.
I'm so happy they did that.
It alleviates all the mix-up. We had Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Dom, and JD staying on Raw. SmackDown keeps Naomi. Huge signing. And this is something crazy, and I like how they did it with the NXT brand, where people didn't even know that they were getting called up. You got Ilya Dragunov to Raw,
or as Teddy called him, Ila. He called him Ila.
Yeah. And Chris and I were messaging during this, and I've had this wild theory that Ilya is going to join Imperium for the third man, right? Because they kicked out Vinci. I mean, this makes it even better. Or we could get Ilya and Ilya and fucking Gunther again.
Right.
But that's a pay-per-view match. That's like SummerSlam WrestleMania worthy.
You cannot do that on free TV unless it's like a final or something. Yeah.
And Chelsea Green and Piper Niven go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Adam's response to it is the greatest fucking thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
He actually mentioned that to Nick. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. So continuing on with Raw, we had Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. Pretty decent match.
I
I'm
actually
not.
enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we keep saying Nia's return has been the best thing for her, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm happy that she's going to SmackDown. She gets a different group of women to mix it up with. We also did see Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, if I'm not wrong, or maybe Bailey, one of the two,
That was
jump
Tiffany
in.
and Naomi. Yeah.
Yeah. They both clashed it up outside the ring, which was cool to see. But Liv Morgan picked up the win.
Yep.
Next, we had the Dudley Boys announcing the draft pick, which was crazy. I didn't think that I would see Devon on actual TV again. But Raw got New Day. SmackDown got Pretty Deadly.
Yes, boy.
Raw, yes, boy. Raw and another crazy draft pick got Lyra Valkyria, and I didn't think Lyra was going to get called up this soon.
That's a fast call up, bro.
That was very fast. Yeah.
But that woman is ready for it.
Yeah.
Mm.
My only concern is how well she's booked on main roster television because I don't think her promos are the best still, but I feel she can learn from a lot of the women that are on that roster.
Yeah. And the trump card is she has Becky there, so she will vouch for her.
Yeah. Now there's a comment that Alec made, and I want to hit that up after we're done with the draft pick and after Raw's over, because it's a good point, solid point, one that I actually had to think about. And then SmackDown got Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
So next we had The Miz and R-Truth defending the World Tag Team Champions against Alpha Academy's Otis and Akira.
Mm-hmm.
Match served its purpose. Next we had a six-man tag team match with Judgment Day of Damian Priest, Finn, and JD McDonough against Ricochet, Jey Uso, and Andrade. God damn, what a match.
The crowd was ass, though.
The crowd was ass. If you look there, everybody in that match was put their work in, even JD. Yep. And Chris, I know you have a love for JD, and I appreciate
JD fan.
Yeah. But they haven't been booking JD great. He's kind of
I disagree. Well, I feel like he's in the position right now where Dom was for a while, losing singles matches over and over and putting over people. I think next to Seth Rollins, I think JD is the best seller on that roster.
I would agree. So we got the sixth and final round of the draft, which was the Final Testament went to Raw. So it's cool to see them. It's cool to see them getting away from the Pride. We got DIY going to SmackDown. That's cool, and that was a comment that we've seen from Alec to see a potential SummerSlam match. That's good. Big Bronson Reed went to Raw, or stayed on Raw, which was awesome. And then finally, the last pick of the televised draft was another surprise. SmackDown got Blair Davenport.
Yeah,
what a call up for her! What a call up!
That means they got confidence in her to be a top heel in SmackDown.
She's incredible. Like imagine her versus Tiffany Stratton, or her versus fucking Charlotte when she's out. Bailey,
just even Bailey herself, just Bailey. Yeah.
There's a lot of potential good matches there.
Yeah.
So Alex says that he has a feeling it's going to be DIY and Waller versus Waller and Theory at SummerSlam because they are going to be in Cleveland because Johnny Gargano is a Cleveland boy.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
I'm going to say this. The last couple times they've been in Ohio, they don't really pop for Johnny. And again,
he said it's official.
And again, going back to NXT, Johnny Gargano, and the differences between the two.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Gargano where he's not connecting with the crowd too much. He's been doing really well on the speed matches because again, you know what you're getting out of a 3-minute match.
3-minute match, yeah, exactly.
But when you have somebody who's just so spot heavy, like Gargano is,
I can last 3 minutes.
Ayo.
It was a schmexy comment. Go ahead. We know
like,
what you're getting out of 3 minutes with me. I'm going. Go ahead. I'm done.
3-minute pump chump. Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Johnny that's just not connecting. But I feel like it's kind of dragging Ciampa down.
So Alex says, "Trust me, yes, they do. I never missed a Cleveland show. The Johnny wrestling chants are as loud as can be. TV just never catches them. Maybe it's the arena that they're in. Anyways,
a lot of fucking arenas that aren't reacting. Then,
right? Oh, you can last. I mean, who knows? Anyways, yeah. But so Alex says JD's finisher though is fire. Yes, it is. I love it. Okay, so we are going to go into the finish of Raw, and then we'll hit up Alex's last comment. So we had kind of a mix-up happen, toward the end. Jay went to the top for the splash. Priest got him in the choke. JD pushed Jay off, which led to a scuffle. And this is more of the kind of dissension that's happening within the Judgment Day, right? So we're starting to see more of that happening, right? So what happens? Do they kick JD out? Does Priest leave? Do they kick Priest out? I thought it was going to happen at Backlash. It didn't. So, anyways, going into Alex's comment that I wanted to hit up before we move to NXT. He said the only issue I see is that in the draft is that SmackDown is completely loaded, and most of the top guys at Raw are on the shelf. Could be, but I don't see that as a problem because if they're on the shelf, you leave open spots for newer guys.
I was just gonna say I think Raw got the better of the two shows because of the NXT call-ups that Raw got.
Yeah,
I mean Ilya alone, like never mind Braun Breaker, Ilya alone is a massive get for them.
Yeah. And so we're going to be able to see some of those people that we've wanted to get put in those main event spots, and prove themselves that they can be in the main event, or prove that they need to work on that before they move up to the main event. It's a win-win in a weird way, in a weird flex.
Especially with some of the Raw guys, especially with Raw getting some of these supplemental picks at the end. I mean, if you think about it here, if I'm looking at this list here, you got they retained Diamond Mine, they got New Cash Republic, they have the guy we haven't seen in a year, Odyssey Jones, and then the most important pick though, Dijak going to Raw from NXT.
Dijak on Raw is freaking massive.
Yeah. I think that it's good that they didn't put him in. Well, they didn't put him in the tournament because I think they're gonna want to reestablish his identity to Raw to all the viewers out there for Dijak. So he'll probably do something small in between to start off, and then because if they were high on Dijak that much, then he probably will get a slow.
It makes sense why he never won a title.
Yeah, exactly.
So Alex says, I see your point, but that could be a downfall for some guys that I think the opportunity is there now. Maybe and that's where you got the sink or swim mentality, right? You get that position.
Look at Tiffany.
Tiffany's
the best example of that.
Yeah, they put her in a main event spot. Literally,
she's over internationally for God's sake.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So and he also brings up a good point. He said Dijak is the real one that scares me. They better book him right.
I think they'll be a few under Triple H. He'll be fine.
I was just gonna say that it's not Vince booking Retribution anymore.
Yeah. No, and so now we get the sink or swim, right? You put them in a position of success, allow them the opportunity to be successful or fail, and if they fail, there's nothing wrong with that. That gives them more time to work on their character.
Bro, the best part of these call-ups is you get to work with a lot of these mid-card veterans. I mean, Dijak versus Sami Zayn, Chad Gable versus Braun Breaker. Like, there's a lot of possibilities there that are massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think Raw served its purpose, the Raw go home show for Backlash and, the end of the draft. We'll see what happens tomorrow night on Raw, but this is where I'm going to hand the show off to Chris and JR. They're going to talk NXT, and then I'll be back for SmackDown.
Let's do it.
So we started off with the real life couple, Trick and Lash Legend. A horny segment, if you will.
Yeah, man. For sure.
It ended with Lash Legend handing an envelope to Trick Williams. So I'm curious to see what they do with that storyline because, Trick Williams is a bona fide megastar.
Oh my God. He's just going to be so good. He's good.
Phenomenal. And the fact that he's over in three different brands and one other company is pretty insane. But I like what they were able to give us in that little segment. Lash Legend has severely improved on the microphone.
100%. Yes.
Especially since what was her talk show called?
Oh, the Lash something. Yeah, I know what you mean. He had a small talk show at one point. Or like something with Legend or something like that.
Yeah. And then we had a nice little segment with Ariana Grace and Gigi.
Georgina. Excuse
Georgina.
me. Her name is Georgina.
Ariana Grace proves every single week that she is a superstar.
She is, yeah.
I was kind of surprised she didn't get called up because she's great.
No, I think she maybe needs one more, at least.
Maybe another year or so.
Yeah, another year because she just came back from injury. Right. To be honest, so people are just starting to get to know her now a lot more. So, yeah.
I'm honestly surprised Gigi and or JC didn't get called up.
JC, I'm not. No, well, actually, JC, I'm kind of surprised, but I mean, they're doing this thing with Gigi, so I'm not surprised she didn't get caught up yet. So
I feel like if they took away JC and Gigi, they would take away like pillars, if you will, of the NXT Women's Division
of the heel side because they need a massive heel now on their side, sort of.
Right. Yeah. We had our first match of the night: Oba Femi and freaking Ivar, bro. My God, Meat Mania served its purpose again.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to whoever thought of Oba doing the stomp to the camera transition. That's oh my God, Oba. Amazing.
Alec, I will defend this title any day of the week.
Yeah.
And bro, this thing is heavy. I have to hold it tight. I don't think you realize how heavy this damn thing is.
Yeah, he had to put the title on the line. But yeah, Oba
the case alone is like 45 pounds.
Yeah, Oba and Ivar was a really good slugfest. Really good stuff there. And just crazy what they could do. These two.
Ivar, for as big as that motherfucker is, man, he can move.
He can move. Well, DDP Yoga helps out with that. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we had the Tyreek and Tyson vignette. They were gonna have their debut match.
Oh, don't forget, we had the big surprise of NXT during that match. Wesley coming back from. It was supposed to be out 8 to 12 months. He comes back in 5 months.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And he's back wanting the North American title. So
it's the happiest I've seen that man since he left. And I'm really happy he came back.
Yep.
I'm honestly surprised he came back. Go ahead.
Breaking news.
Oh. What's going on?
Okay. So they've confirmed the names for the list.
What list?
Of who's going to be in Uncle Howdy's group.
Oh, no.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
You don't want me to spoil it?
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Just do it internally internally. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is it a good list?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's go in the private chat.
Okay. Put in the private chat. Okay.
But Wesley coming back, man. He's going to have a match against Josh.
Briggs.
Josh Briggs. Yeah. Should be a good one.
Good old boy.
I'm kind of surprised Josh is still there. Kind of feel like he's riding that weird wave right now still.
Yeah, I think they need to because they just broke him off from Jensen there. So I always get them confused, Jensen and Briggs. But yeah, but they just broke him off, so they need to
Jensen
have
hasn't
him.
been on TV either.
Well, he was at the draft, so he's probably still training. So that's good.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Private chat. He put it in here. Hold
on. Okay. All right.
The only one I don't like is that second name.
The second name, the third name. Okay, the third name. I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad he's still around. Good. All right. Good. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but yeah, you said we had a vignette with DuPont. DuPont and Tyreek. Yeah.
Igwe, I think is how you say his last name.
Oh, okay. TNT. We'll just call him. I'm just gonna call him.
Yeah. That was their name on Level Up, TNT.
Oh, okay. Good. All right. There you go. Perfect. Then Fallon Henley, she was dejected not being drafted, and then Thea Hale was about to have a match with JC Jane. Says, please come out with me. She said, okay, fine. Well, I'll come out with you. So they came through the crowd and then went into the match between Miss JC Jane along with Jasmine Nix versus Thea Hale.
Yeah, and it looked like JC had her nose broken.
Yep.
She seemed to be doing okay from the picture that she posted, so must not have been too bad of a break.
No, not too bad. Yep, a good solid match between the two.
Then we had a nice little heel turn from Fallon Henley finally.
Yeah, finally. Yep.
People were all like, "Oh, well, it was out of nowhere." It wasn't if you're paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, the seeds were planted there. So, like we in this case here, when you lose Blair Davenport, you gotta now have another heel. So makes sense. Fallon wasn't doing anything. I have no problem with the heel turn. So looking forward to it. Now, your favorite tag team, the Good Brothers, were up next.
Yeah, the Good Brothers and TNT.
Yeah.
TNT were able to shine. I thought they looked pretty good against these guys. It didn't seem like the Good Brothers carried. It seemed like it was a very good back and forth match.
Yep.
Very good showcase.
Good. Yeah, got some good stuff. Yeah.
But they had the Good Brothers win. I'm a little confused on that.
A little confused on that too. Usually, you give the debuting team a win for the most part. I would say, but yeah, that doesn't make sense there. I'm guessing maybe they do continue, sort of.
Right.
So then that way you have those two finally win over the Good Brothers. So,
or maybe even like an interference to protect the new guys.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah,
I trust HBK, so I'm not too mad.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then we had a recap of the WWE draft, and we had the Street Profits approach Axiom and Nathan against their match for their match against Authors of Pain. Then we had Ava come out and talk about the women's combine for the Women's North American Championship. I'm honestly surprised that we didn't get a Julia mention at all still. Not since TakeOver, or not since NXT.
Well, maybe she's still under contract. She's still doing her final stuff in Japan before she arrives.
Right.
Because apparently the due date, or I should say the date, is supposed to be around Heatwave. So, yeah.
When is Heatwave again?
In July.
Okay.
Money in the Bank weekend. Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah.
So then we had Jada Parker come out, Sol Ruka, Ariana Grace, and Michin, which, okay, I'm a little confused on Michin being there, but hey, whatever. Then we had Zoe Stark come out not Zoe, she didn't come out. She tweeted saying, talking about Jada's ass, saying, oh.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Isn't it funny? Ariana tried to break up. So they all had a brawl about that title. Then Ariana's the only one be like, "Stop, please, stop, come on, stop."
She's great. She's great. I you know what? I honestly wouldn't mind her being the first champion because she would be so good at it. Like, what better person to have hold the title than her right now?
Yeah, just have her stumble to the win. Just
thank you so much. This is such an honor. Like, have like an award speech and then have Julia
exactly. Yeah, just have her like someone do a big move, but then she gets knocked out, and then she falls into someone and gets the pin. Like, yeah, do that. I don't care. That's fun. Oh no,
Right.
wait, it's a ladder match. Never mind. They have to do a ladder. They're doing a ladder match for that. So yeah.
Money in the Bank tickets are insane, $2,000 each. Are you guys gonna go to SummerSlam? Probably not. It's August 3rd, the day before my birthday, and
I'm going to Money in the Bank, so I
Yeah.
know that. So
not gonna be able to go to SummerSlam. I went to the Royal Rumble this week, so I mean, hey, that was fun.
yeah,
And I'm working on saving up to buy a house.
Yeah.
that too. Yes. Yeah.
Then we had the next match: Shawn Spears and Ridge Holland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this about Shawn. I'm a little confused why he's losing so much.
Yeah.
What did I say?
He's great at what his role is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone catch the so-called WrestleMania announcement they said they were mentioning? Yeah, they did it at the press conference.
Yep.
I love Ridge Holland getting this spotlight. I just want to see a little bit more direction for Shawn Spears.
Yeah.
Because it kind of seems like he's just there to take L's, which I get because he's already technically a quote-unquote veteran. And, his role is just kind of putting over people. They're going to be in Vegas, Alec, for WrestleMania 41. But yeah, Holland won that match. Pretty solid match for the most part.
It was okay. Yeah, I am kind of confused on what they're doing with Spears. I mean, but I'm guessing it's something to do with maybe Holland and Spears being a kind of a unit, I guess, with somebody else possibly. Yeah.
Right. I guess we'll see what happens this Tuesday if Spears gets some TV time.
I'm sure he will. Yeah.
Roxanne gets in the face of Ava asking why she wasn't drafted. Obviously, champions were protected during the draft, so she didn't go anywhere. So Roxanne, didn't she set up a match for Roxanne?
That was after the main event. We'll get to that after.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Josh Briggs had a backstage segment with Ivar. Wes was back there as well. Setting up a match next week between Josh Briggs and Wes. Blame TKO for being in Vegas. I mean, I think it's a gigantic opportunity for WrestleMania to be in Vegas, especially NXT. I mean, if we get NXT in the Sphere, bro, we will change the game. They're already doing the UFC Apex. Like, this is a crazy time to be a WWE fan right now. Then we had a backstage segment with Thea Hale with Chase U. Ridge Holland says that he's there for Chase U. Then we had Metaphor inviting Trick Williams to be a guest on the Supernova sessions next week, assuming that's when we get the envelope detail or whatever. Then Fallon Henley talked to Kalani Jordan, saying that it's time for her to put herself first.
Yep.
Then we had Axiom and Nathan Frazier defend their titles against the Final Testament Authors of Pain. Bro, Authors of Pain are so goddamn good that I cannot wait to see them pick up tag team gold again.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. They made a believer out of Axiom and Fraser. They made it's a perfect storyline of Powerhouse versus the Speed Team. They told the story very well. Just the match was just awesome. And then it ended with New Catch Republic actually interfering. I didn't even know they were interfering until I looked up. I was like, well, what happened? And then
I'm glad they didn't forget about that beatdown.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then they had New Catch Republic interfering, and then they pinned Razar with a double Insiguri, and they retained their championships. So yeah.
Then we had a little backstage segment with Brindley Reese and Idris Inoue about Black Cats and about bad luck. So it looks like they're going to that weird direction with that storyline. At least they're getting TV time.
Yeah,
is the only positive I could draw out of that.
I can guarantee my
SummerSlam tickets 38 tournament drive to the state. Sheesh.
That's too much. Yeah.
I get no homie.
What'd you say?
I said I'd get the nosebleeds, homie. Excited to be
We
there.
had the main event, which was the first ever women's underground match with Natalya, with Carmen by her side, and Lola Vice against Shayna Baszler, Team No Charisma. Great match. Great match.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Yeah.
I'm just going to say this. I'm low-key kind of tired of Lola Vice getting spoon-fed her wins. Because that win was 1,000% spoon-fed to her.
Yeah.
Natalya deserves her flowers, and she deserves them now. That match was fantastic.
It was good. It was good stuff. They've hit it. They've done 3 underground matches in NXT. All 3 of them have been outstanding so far.
Even the Eddie Thorpe and Dijak one was phenomenal.
That was just freaking hard hitting, man. Yeah.
What was the first one? Do you remember?
It was. Oh crap! Who was it? I'd have to look it up. I think it was Dijak as well.
And somebody?
Let me see. Let me double check here. Okay, anyways, continue on. Let's just continue on. I'll look it up here.
So it ended up with Lola Vice winning by knockout with a backhanded fist that couldn't knock down a tree branch.
It was Eddie Thorpe versus Damon Kemp.
Damn. Oh, that's right, because Gable was there for that. Right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And then towards the end of the show, we had the backstage segment with Ava and Roxanne again. Chelsea Green made an NXT appearance. We're going to have Roxanne versus Chelsea Green this Tuesday. Should be a solid match. I don't think we've gotten to see Chelsea Green actually showcase anything that she can do in that ring.
We're about to. And also to note, it seems like she may be having a reunion with Vaughn's favorite guy, Mr. Stone. They had a little promo, and Mr. Stone came up to her. He's like, "Chelsea, good to see you. Let's talk."
Yeah.
So maybe Mr. Stone is making being a minor, like a out of the box call up to be the manager for Chelsea. Maybe, I don't know. So
I'd be okay with that.
He deserves it.
I feel like, and I've talked about this with Sean. We're severely missing influx of managers in this generation of talent, because for some reason everybody feels like every single talent to walk through curtains deserves to be in that ring, and some people are just better at talking and being a manager than they are being a wrestler.
Mr. Stone does it.
Yeah, NXT was a great show. Spring Break and Night 1 and 2 were very successful.
Very nice, very nice. All right. So we're going to go into SmackDown results. First off, it's from Leon France. Yo, let's just shout out. We said that shit again. We'll say that shit again.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leon for being just fucking amazing.
Magnifique, as they say in French.
Right.
They were phenomenal.
Yeah. So we got. I didn't actually watch it because of the time difference. I didn't even know that it was on, and that's on me.
It was on at normal time.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was on at 8.
Was it?
Not at 8. Yeah, it was on the regular time. They just film it there because we're 6 hours behind, so it's like
Okay. Well, anyways, I didn't watch it because I thought everything was showing at the time. Anyways, we got Bailey Belair and Cargill and Naomi against Damage Control and Bailey. Yep, and Bailey Becky. God damn it, Bailey, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi picked up the win.
Yep.
Next we got New Cash Republic versus AOP.
Oh yes,
another great match.
Yeah.
And they picked up their first win, I think, as a tag team. Yeah. Big match.
Finally, I'm glad that they gave the win to Authors of Pain there, because I was like, oh boy.
Yep. So Alex said that France crowds made 50 American states look weak.
Combined.
100%. We also had a Carmelo Hayes segment with
Yep.
Nick Aldis, and it seems like he's going to start a program with Bobby Lashley, possibly. Yeah, he basically is the young pup thinking he's all cool and cocky, and then Bobby tells him, "You get one free shot. The next time, I'm not going to be nice." So,
Bro, can we
good
just talk
stuff,
about
man.
the presence Bobby Lashley has as a human being and as a freaking wrestler? Like, I don't think there are very many wrestlers that are big like him that actually have a presence. Like, if I were to run into somebody like Brian Cage doesn't look like he has a presence. He looks like he looks like a guy who roids up. Bobby just looks like a massive human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby.
So here's another thing. He said, Alex said, the fact that their chants were making the camera vibrate is insane. Yes. I didn't notice that. I didn't see that because, once again, I didn't watch SmackDown, but I seen that shit last night on Backlash. Crazy. They said when Jey Uso came out, it was so loud that the fans in the arena got notifications on their phone that it was so loud.
They posted a picture on their smartwatch about it.
Yeah, insane. Absolutely insane. I've never seen that happen before. Next, we got the RKO show, and
Brilliant.
yeah, there was a brawl between the Bloodline and RKO, and then we got LA Knight versus Angel Garza, and LA Knight picks up the win as he should have.
Of course.
And then next we got A-Town Down Under defeating the Street Profits to retain their tag team championships.
Can I make a quick comment on the Angel Garza thing?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Why call them up just to job them again?
Right.
They were doing great things on NXT.
Yeah.
There is literally no reason for Angel Garza to be going in there having a one-on-one match just to job. Zero reason.
Yes. Yep. Yes. And then we got a face-off between AJ and Cody.
Champ.
Mr. Phenomenal?
Mr. Phenomenal. Yep. So also we got a translation for the chant that the crowd was saying at Backlash, and I don't know if they were doing it, but the translation was he really is, he really is, he really is, he's really phenomenal. No sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I expected
the greatest fucking chant I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even. It sounded like peanut butter on the roof of their mouth. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and hit up Backlash. Let me look up the Backlash results because I want to make sure that I get. I watched it all. I had people over. I had one of my other best friends, Chris, over. I haven't seen him in like 2 years, and
nice.
He was a friend from my Army days. So he came over. I made cheesecake, and we had pizza. Yeah,
that's
KO and Randy against the Bloodline.
Yes. Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna get to that. But Chris, do you by chance want to hit up the F-bomb of the week?
Absolutely. So the F-bomb of this week are the people that are calling the Elite the new NWO. I think if you honestly can sit there and look me in the eye with a straight face and tell me that the Elite is going to be better than NWO, you're on a whole different shade of crack. That's the F-bomb of the week. AEW fans are a joke.
I would agree.
Selling neck injury again, JR?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm selling it very much so. Oh, wait, I'm going to get interrupted by them. Okay.
Yeah. So Alex says WWE seriously wasn't able to do certain angles because they were making the cameras move too much. It's not wrong. So anyways, Backlash last night. Phenomenal show. No pun intended.
10 out of 10.
Solid 10 out of 10. And we started off fucking strong.
Yeah.
The pre-show was great too. We had a segment with Caleb Braxton and Kevin Owens where they were walking down the streets of Leon. Kevin Owens was speaking French. in the bakery, and he said, "Oh, I grabbed this for Randy,"
Yeah,
and
he did.
it was funny. And then she said she wanted coffee, and he said, "Oh, I don't drink coffee. Do you think they have C4?" And that was a little funny plug, shameless plug. And then the next scene was him sitting down eating creme brulee. She was drinking a coffee, and then she asked if that second creme brulee was for her, and he said no,
Nope.
for me.
It was great. Yeah.
So, first match of the night was Bloodline versus Randy Orton and KO. And before they could even get the match started, it was fucking insane. Absolutely insane. They just were brawling all over the place. And they were stunning and fucking beating up security and referees. Nick Aldis said, we're gonna shut this shit down. If you guys want to brawl, it's gonna be no DQ, which I thought it was gonna. I said it when it started, and I didn't say it here, but I said it when everything started. I said this match should have been no DQ, right?
Yeah.
Like there should have been a stipulation attached to this match. Yeah. Just you can't contain these two teams.
Yeah.
And so it started off.
Can we just talk about like the wherewithal that they had just to like, I don't know if it was on the fly. I'm sure it was planned the way that it came out, but
yeah,
it's like on the fly changed that match to a street fight. That crowd went ape shit for that announcement.
Yeah, they're like, heck yeah, bring it, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we saw the conclusion of the match where I can't remember who was getting pinned, but somebody was getting pinned, and then the referee got pulled out. Who?
Yeah, Tama was getting pinned.
Tama was getting pinned, and the referee got pulled out. And I thought it was going to be Jacob Fatu because they announced Jacob Fatu, not WWE announced, but there was announcements online that Jacob Fatu got signed. Another member of the Bloodline that he got signed. I was like, it's got to be Jacob Fatu. It wasn't. It was motherfucking Tongaloa.
Oh my god!
And Jesus Christ, I did not see Tongaloa joining WWE. And I'm going to say this. First off, I didn't see Tama Tonga being signed to WWE because he has been a diehard New Japan guy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see Tongaloa getting signed because he was a hardcore New Japan guy.
Yep. You know what I didn't know? I didn't even know he actually was in WWE in the past.
No, me neither. Dude.
Yeah.
And I said this to Alec because Alec was like, well, who do you think could be the next member? And I was like, Jacob Fatu. We could get Zilla, right? Because Zilla is a part of the Bloodline, and at some point he may join. I said, eventually down the line, we could see Tongaloa and maybe Hikuleo because we've all and Hikuleo is the third son of Haku, right? We could see him. Never in a million years did I think we would get Tongaloa in the WWE ring. But now we got GOD, Gorillas of Destiny. Absolutely insane.
Can we just talk about the fact that the cult is sitting there trying to say that having God in WWE isn't one of the best things that they've ever done? They're trying to downplay it so hard.
Wait, who said that?
The cult, AEW cult.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, we got Okada. We got Okada. You guys got God. Thank you. You guys are fucking.
You got 600,000 people watching. Yeah, and upset. Anyways,
right, dude. The fact that they have God in WWE is massive, absolutely massive.
Bro, like, having Tama Tonga there was massive enough.
So Tama being there is massive enough because that is one half of the greatest tag teams in New Japan history, like hands down. I'm gonna say.
And you identify him as a savage as well already, right out of the gate.
Yeah. And then you put Tongaloa in there, and you get the whole fucking team, the greatest tag team in New Japan history.
Next to the Bullet Club.
Next to the Bullet Club. But they were in Bullet Club. So, right? So you get the greatest tag team in all of fucking New Japan history in WWE. Jesus Christ. That is massive. That is a massive signing. I don't care about Okada. I don't care about Ospreay. I don't care about fucking the other one. Sasha Banks,
broken
Mercedes 2 cents, 5 head.
Go ahead.
I don't care about them.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit because I don't watch their product. I give a shit about Tongaloa and Tama Tonga because I watch WWE and because they are the greatest fucking tag team in New Japan. And they just signed with WWE. Dude, what is going to happen next? WWE is insane right now.
Yeah, they're Triple H is deep in his bag right now, man. And Hikuleo posted a picture of him boarding a plane. So if they get him, bro, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, they get Hikuleo, it's over, right?
I remember when Shinsuke came over to WWE. I remember the reaction that the internet had when he came over, and they're like, "Holy shit, Shinsuke is here!" Like, we're gonna get Finn Balor and Shin at some point.
Yeah,
and I think WWE is probably in the best position that they have ever been.
Yeah, and let's also talk about. So Alex says, Sean, you scared me though when you messaged me and said, "I told you, God." Yeah, so. Yeah, we got GOD, Gorillas of Destiny, in the WWE. Now, I love to see what they do if they keep the Gorillas name, if they trademark that name. I'd love to keep it, right? Like I hated
the rights to that name.
No, I don't know. I mean, they could.
See.
I mean, we could see WWE filing the trademark for it, and if they haven't already, that'd be awesome, right? But think about it, I hate when people come over and they get a name change, right? Because for so long except for like some of the other people, like I hated when they did that to Eric and Ivar. I hated when they did that to them when they were War Machine, right?
So the thing with them is I understand why they changed it because of the name War, and it's not very appealing to sponsors. I get it.
But we have War Games.
Yeah, I guess, but that's being presented on a pay-per-view versus on everyday TV.
Yeah, their names it doesn't really matter. If there was Rowan Hansen, I don't have a problem with them being Eric and Ivar. It's Vikings, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so, but I hope that they get the rights to Gorillas of Destiny.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Now it just bears the question of what happens with Roman now.
That's a good question.
Because Roman is a really, really big factor here right now because we don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
He's gonna, oh my God.
And the Usos are outed too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Usos are, I mean, Jey Uso's out. Roman's out. I don't know, man. Whatever.
I'm gonna throw this theory out there right now. War Games, since we're on the conversation. Roman and the Usos, two other people, I don't know who they are, versus the new bloodline.
Here's what I was thinking. What if Jacob is actually with Roman's side rather than
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The other side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's gonna assume Jacob is because he's new, he's gonna be joining the new side with Solo, but something tells me he's going over to Roman's side.
Yeah.
Who would be the other person with Roman besides Jacob?
Sami Zayn. I'm kidding. No.
Zilla. I mean, we could get Zilla.
Refresh my memory here. Is Zilla the really, really big guy?
No, Zilla's young. He's in his 20s.
Oh wait, Zilla Umaga's son, right?
Yep, Zilla Umaga's son, and Hikuleo is the really tall guy.
Who's the really big guy that team with Fatu? He's a really heavy set guy.
I can't remember. We'll have to look.
You would know.
We have are you talking about who teamed up with Fatu?
Yeah, Jacob Fatu. He was in MLW.
I don't know. I would not know that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll see. Jacob Fatu.
But anyways, we'll hit up that last comment while JR is looking that up. Do you guys think that it's unusual that they're mentioning GOD in the Bullet Club as much now? No, I don't. Because when Cody and Finn had their match, they mentioned the Bullet Club, right? And I think it's for reference, right? I think it's for giving reference and validity to the fact that they were both leaders at one point. And then when we had Finn and AJ, right, same thing. They mentioned it so that there could be validity to the fact that, hey, these two guys were leaders once in a different organization. So what you got, JR?
No, I'm just looking at the names. He teamed up with that guy who was on previously. I think he's probably Roman's brother, Lance Anoa'i.
His name is
Lance.
Juicy Finau.
Juicy, yeah, Juicy is who his most recent tag.
He's the really big guy.
Yeah,
known as Samoan SWAT team, apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Samoan SWAT team. Yeah, Juicy.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Juicy.
Juicy's a big boy.
That's me.
Right.
Is he related to anybody?
I think he is. I think he's a part of the bloodline somehow. All right. So
Juicy. Okay.
We've been on this thing. Anyways, Solo and Tama Tonga beat Randy Orton and KO. And let's just talk for a moment how scared Paul Heyman looked. He looked
terrified.
Yeah, he looked terrified. And I don't know what they're going to do with Paul Heyman. I don't know if he's going to stick with Roman or if he's going to be forced to stay with Solo.
Custody of Roman match.
Custody of
Roman match. Shark cage match.
Right.
I knew I'd get a pop out of that, JR.
Oh my god. Roman versus Solo. Custody of Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman on a pole match.
Just give me a Dominic graphic, but put Paul Heyman's face or Dom's face.
Anyways, next we have Bayley and Naomi. Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton in a triple threat women's championship match. Look, someone brought this up one of the people that was here last night brought it up, and he said, "I'm so sick of seeing triple threat matches for championships, and it only happens with women."
No, I'm not going to complain about cake.
I mean, I'm not either. I don't have a problem with the triple threat matches, but like at some point, like I would like to see a one-on-one, because we all last year or during Bianca's reign, we had triple threats.
Right.
Sure.
But we had so many triple threats. I was like, fuck, man, how many more triple threats can you do? Right.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to see triple threats anymore. I don't have a problem with it. It was a solid match. It was a really good fucking match.
Great. Yeah.
Bayley pinned Naomi.
I think I would have more of a problem with it if it was random triple threats.
Yeah.
But like this one made sense. So, I mean, I'm not.
With those three, it made 100% to go triple threat with that one.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Bayley picked up the win over Naomi.
That ending fell flat.
It did. It did fall flat. Maybe they had time constraints. Who knows? But it didn't take anything away from Tiffany.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm. It didn't take anything away from any of the women, which was great.
Oh. They did a 3D on Tiffany.
They had a 3D on Tiffany. That was wild.
Yeah.
So next we had Damian Priest versus Jey Uso, and I'm going to be honest, it was an all right match.
So I'm just going to say this. I feel like everybody's expectation of Damian and Jey as a singles guy is so outlandish that people are going to bitch about either one of them no matter what.
Yeah.
I think Jey Uso is one of the best workers on that roster. And again, we could talk about the Usos and the entire Samoan legacy of how great workers almost all of them are, except for Lance.
Yeah.
And I think that him being part of a tag team for 99% of his career and finally being given that spotlight as a solo guy. He's still trying to figure shit out, what works, what doesn't. But he still has a lot of those cadences that he was doing in a tag team. Damian, on the other hand, had to transition from a singles guy to a tag team guy back to a singles guy. So again, I think it's just them trying to break that whole mentality of being in a tag team with somebody and depending on somebody else to cover up whatever I'm missing. You know what I mean? Like, I think guys like Finn Balor, I don't think Finn Balor is a very good solo guy anymore. I think he's at that part of his career where he's great at everything he does. He's always been very fluent in the ring. Yeah. But I just feel like he's in a part of his career where he's a better tag team guy right now than he is a solo guy. And I think that feud with Seth Rollins exposed that.
Yeah. Yeah. Alex says 3 world title matches for Jay now.
Yep.
Yeah, he has proved himself. And I think you're right. I think that Jay is still trying to find his footing as a singles competitor, and that's great. He
Bro,
needs
look
it.
at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is the best example of Jay trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
He
well, also
said himself that there was time constraints on that match.
Yeah. Well, also on top of that too, you have 2 guys that have the same moveset, right?
Exactly.
And I said this last night. I would like to see Jay come up with a solo finisher move where it's not the splash, where it's not the spear, where it's not the super kick. Something that he does that identifies himself and breaks himself away from that identity.
I mean, look at Solo Sikoa. He has the thumb, but he has that spinning solo when he breaks it out, and that shit is nasty when he does it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. I didn't think it was a bad match. I think both of these men are trying to find their footing. Damien's still trying to.
I give it a solid 7. It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
We say that this was the worst match. It doesn't mean it was the worst match. It was actually a good match overall.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. Yeah.
You know, and the most important part to take away from that match is the storyline is not on Jay. It's Judgment Day imploding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And that's what I was about to say. It told a story where Judgment Day came down unprovoked, right? Like they did.
Yep.
Priest said, "I want you the fuck out of my business. Let me handle this."
Out of my business.
Right. I want you out of my business. He told him to fuck off and don't be seen around ring, but they came in. And then we seen that bit after the match where they jumped Jay and he was shoving them off. And I really thought it was going to come to blows. I thought he was going to throw a fucking punch at Finn.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see more of the dissension in Judgment Day, which is great storytelling. But like I said, I feel like Priest is still trying to find his footing as a world champion. And I feel like Jay is still trying to find his footing as a singles competitor. So yeah, it's just it wasn't a bad match at all. It was pretty good.
I thought Jacob was gonna show up, to be honest.
Yeah,
because they planted that bloodline seed right before Jay went out to his match.
Yeah,
True.
So next we had the Kabuki Warriors versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. It was a good match. And Chris, this is a point that you made when Jade first came back or first debuted. You said, I want to see her in a few matches before I make a judgment about how I feel about her.
Yep.
And I think that your judgment was correct.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that it was absolutely correct. That match, in my opinion, and I read this, that showed how green she actually is. Good match.
I don't think she was gassed at all, Alec. I actually think completely opposite. That finish that she did, the ref fucked that up. The ref fucked up the finish of that match.
Yeah.
The crossbody she did was insane.
Yeah.
She did a springboard jump. That's
have we seen her do it?
Springboard crossbody. I didn't think that Jade looked bad at all.
Not at all.
Right? I think she needs to do a little bit more cardio, but that's just me. I'm not one to judge. I don't think she looked bad at all.
But again, let's look back at how she was being booked before.
Yeah.
She wasn't being given reps. She was being given a Goldberg treatment. Mm-hmm. The only match that she had that was semi-competitive was against I almost said it. It was against Nyla Rose.
You're right.
And also Chris Statlander. Those are the only 2 competitive matches she had in her entire freaking career.
Yeah. And we're not taking anything away from them.
Yeah, and I made this point to Chris. Look who Jade has been interacting with since she debuted.
Right.
Some of the best.
All former champions or current champions.
All 3 horsewomen.
All 3 horsewomen. Anybody, Roxanne, Tiffany in the Rumble. I mean, it was a short period, but Nia Jax, Chelsea is a former champion. It's like every single person she's interacted with is a professional and also a former champion at some point in WWE.
I'm gonna say this: when they break her and Bianca up, Jade is gonna shut a lot of mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because she's already starting to do that, and you can see that coming to WWE has humbled her and has, I don't want to say forced, has driven her to get better.
Yep.
And she is doing that in spades.
And she will get better.
Yeah.
Yes.
The fact that an almost 7-foot woman is doing a springboard crossbody, bro, there is no criticism left for her.
No, you don't see anybody that's her height doing a fucking springboard.
Besides maybe Dijak, but he's a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is Jade is a fucking athlete. She's phenomenal. She is the goddamn future, dude. Like she's the here and the future. She's the here now and the future.
She's the next. She's the next big face that's gonna surpass the horsewomen.
Yes, man, you got the two tallest women on SmackDown, Jade and Indy Hartwell together.
Well, you also have Raquel Rodriguez. Like, where did she go?
That thing we know what's going on with her.
Going on again.
Yeah, it's still flaring up on her. So
I hope she doesn't have to retire because that.
I know we wish her the best, obviously, because she's talented, she's awesome.
And I'm gonna say this, like the fact that they got the spot right before the main event, that is huge.
Yeah,
right. They got time to work. They got time to put their in the words of Seth Rollins, to get your shit in. Right. Yeah. They got time to get their shit in. And that was important. Right. And so it was pretty awesome. The main event, not Jey Uso, but the main event was Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, as it should have been.
The champ. Absolutely.
That fucking crowd was on fire.
They were not quiet for the entire match.
No.
That's fine with me.
Every single second of that match had energy. And you know what? AJ shut a lot of people up after that match.
Oh, yes. That match. Okay, and Cody shut a lot of people up after that too, right? Cody, they both showed the fuck out.
Yep.
And it was an awesome match. I thoroughly enjoyed that match.
The in-ring psychology alone.
That's right.
Was top tier.
Yeah, and the thing that was so great about it was I didn't know if Cody was going to retain.
I honestly had doubts a couple times.
Yeah.
And I think that comes to show you that story may not be that rivalry may not be over yet.
That needs to be a trilogy.
You got to have at least one more out of that with that.
And Cody broke out that Kimura.
Oh, honoring Brock Lesnar, man.
Yeah.
Which begs me to ask: do you think we're ever going to see Brock back?
I'm sure we will. I'm sure.
You think so?
I wouldn't doubt that he does come back and challenge Cody. I thought Cena was going to come back and challenge Cody because never trust the cherry mark.
Looking insane.
Brock challenging Cody. Oh, he tells him, "Okay, I tested you. Now I'm coming for you." Ooh.
Yeah.
But do we need a fourth Brock match though?
I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind.
It was good.
Mind it either. I'm just trying to think of logically, do we need it right now?
Well, this Cody is a completely different Cody than last year.
You're right.
Yeah.
The Cody last year was timid and shy and but now he's aggressive, right? And he's the fucking man. Even though he can't hold the title, right? He's the fucking man, dude. And
Ric Flair held the title the same way, by the way.
Right. I know. But it was that match was great, dude. I didn't have any problem with it.
Yeah.
And I stayed until they literally showed the rewind of everything that happened.
Bro, I was the last crossroads that Cody hit on AJ was filthy. AJ sold the fuck out of that crossroads.
Okay. That last Cody cutter too.
Yeah.
The super Cody cutter? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He spiked his shit. It wasn't gentle. It wasn't like a Roman, I'm sparing you catch. It was I'm fucking spiking you to the mat.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It was a great ending to a great show.
Backlash 2 years in a row, man. They killed it. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Was last year's Backlash? That was Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Which one was better? If we think
France,
about it.
by far.
France? You think France is better? Oh yeah. Okay.
Because if you look at the whole card, and you look at the whole card at Backlash, France wasn't quiet for any of that card.
That's true.
Backlash had a lot. Puerto Rico had a lot of dead air. A lot of dead air.
Yeah, that Bronson match was quiet. Yeah, they were quiet for that.
But moving forward, man, like I said last week, and I've been saying every week, WWE is progressively getting better, and I'm so excited. Right?
Yeah.
We're still waiting on the debut of Uncle Howdy or the return of Uncle Howdy with the Wyatt Six.
Mm-hmm.
And if that list is correct, who knows?
We'll talk about that off camera.
We'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah. Let's talk about the King of the Ring now.
King of the Ring. King of the Ring is huge.
Tomorrow might be one of the best shows that Raw has ever booked.
My God.
Jesus Christ.
Sheamus and Gunther? God.
Ilya and
Ricochet.
Like,
what? Oh my God.
Ilya's going to kill that man.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a great match, but you don't kill him.
I don't. Who? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Is Ricochet going to display that speed belt?
That's a good question.
I would love for that to be a display. I really would.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a WWE belt.
They did say it when they announced the match, the new Speed champion. So, I mean, it's a possibility. Yeah.
We also have the announcement of WrestleMania 41's location. It's going to be in Vegas, and it's going to be Easter week.
They're finally going to have real wrestling there.
Yep, real wrestling. And real wrestling is going to be lit, and it's going to be on Easter weekend.
And would you say in a stadium?
Would you say they would go double or nothing?
Yes.
I would say that they went all in.
They might even go all in.
All right, that's right. Fantastic.
Yeah, they're going to be. It's going to be full gears ahead.
Full gears ahead.
It might even be a revolution.
Yeah, you never know.
But the real
that show is going to be dynamite.
The real question is: are they going to leave a dynasty behind?
They're not going to open the forbidden door. I'm just trying to figure out who's going to be the main event collision for the show.
I don't know, but it might not be until winter's coming.
Yeah. However, we get it. There's going to be a massive rampage.
Yeah, there we go.
I wonder how many stars are going to be involved in that card.
Oh, there we go. But most important, are we going to fear for our lives?
Camera's going to be flying.
We may even have elite competition there.
Very good, very good, very good. Yes.
Yeah, the EVPs will come out and welcome us to WrestleMania. Jesus Christ, man! Oh, fuck.
I prefer Chris, but you know.
Yeah. God. But yeah, dude, WWE is crazy right now, and my big wish, and I think I said this last week. My big wish and my big hope is that this King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring leads to something important, right? I don't want to see another thing that happened to Xavier Woods where it doesn't lead to I mean, he got a title opportunity, but it was by chance, right? Like, I hope that this leads to something good. And I'm going to project it and say Gunther's going to win this.
King of the Ring last year, or was that the year before?
They did year before.
Oh.
And that was Vince.
Yeah, that was under Vince's era.
So that was Zelina and Xavier.
Yep.
So that's random.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, they had Finn in the main event too, but anyways, that was prior to Judgment Day, I think.
Yeah, it was prior to Judgment Day. Yes.
Yeah. So I honestly hope that this leads to something. I'm gonna say it now. I think Gunther takes it all for the men. I don't know who's.
Now, here's my question. So you give him the King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Now, where do you go from there? Do you give him the Rumble? Do you give him a title opportunity? Like, I want to see him go for a world title, but I don't want to see it yet.
No,
he's probably winning the Rumble in 20.
You think so?
2025. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if this is how you're going to slow burn Gunther to that title opportunity, you slow burn him all the way to the Rumble. He wins it, the Rumble.
or and I hate doing this because this has been done so many times. You have them lose. You have them lose, right? Because that lack of confidence now because we lost the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, you're talking about the King of the Ring?
Yeah, you have him lose the King of the Ring, right? If they go into War Games, you have him lose War Games, or Survivor Series. You have him lose, not him specifically, but get pinned.
Right.
Yeah, his.
But would you put him in the War Games match? Because I feel like that kind of goes against his creed.
No, you wouldn't put him in the War Games match. You put him in a traditional Survivor Series match or on Survivor Series and a tag team.
Who does Gunther lose to in King of the Ring though? Because it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown for the title.
Ilya. Oh. He could lose by count out or disqualification, but I don't think disqualification. It would have to be count out.
Please don't give it to LA Knight to Whitney King, please.
Oh, don't manifest that, please.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
The Night King.
Oh my God.
No, I don't.
Just when he thought he couldn't be any more intolerable, King of the Ring. Yeah. Fucking kill me.
No, I don't know, man. I don't think that they even announced who's going to be on SmackDown.
No, they'll announce that probably in the next few days or so.
Yeah.
For who the SmackDown bracket is.
They'll probably do it tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be loaded, man. And Queen of the Ring looks decent. I would like to see Shayna advance a little bit further.
Lyra versus Asuka is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah.
Especially if they give him time.
Yeah.
Queen Asuka, I'll take it.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy to see what happens. But before we go, JR, you got any final thoughts?
It's just crazy, man. It's just absolute craziness. And tomorrow I'm gonna be seated for Monday Night Raw.
Seated
in my Maple Leafs because I have something to look forward to instead of watching my Maple Leafs in the next round. They got eliminated yesterday.
Let's not take away the fact that your guys took it to Boston. That was an incredible series.
Yeah, it's the same old shit there. So,
I know.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of changes there in Toronto for the hockey team. But other than that, Monday's gonna be great. And then I'm always looking forward to NXT and SmackDown. It's gonna be a wild ride heading into the summer, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Chris, you got any final thoughts?
I do. Make sure you tune into Real Wrestling on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. WWE Speed.
Sick. Yeah. I'm going to look at houses tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Excited about it. This setup is going to change. I'm gonna have a bigger space, so I'm excited, or I'm hoping I have a bigger space. I'm excited. Seated and yeeted. Bucked and fucked. I said bucked. B-U-C-K, you sick fucks. Anyways.
You said fuck though too, so.
I did say fucked. All right. Anyways. Until next time, I hope you guys have a good week. Enjoy what you enjoy. And have a good time. Much love.